now. Can you tell me about your childhood growing up?
My childhood growing up, I grew up in Lansing, about an hour and a half north of here. I had two parents, mom and dad, and a brother and younger brother and sister. And I grew up in a very average, middle class, lower middle class neighborhood with lots of other kids my age. So I had a very good childhood. We played outside a lot, and just did what kids should do. We just played with each other and hung out, played games all day. We'd come in, have dinner as a family, go back outside. So my childhood was, I would consider it very ordinary, or what a child's childhood should be like.
Good. What about teaching made you think you would enjoy this as a career?
I actually thought for a long time when I was in college that I didn't want to be a teacher. And people kept asking me, so you are going to be a teacher, right? And when I started college, I actually hadn't declared a major. When you go to college, you have to declare a major, like what your degree is going to be in, what your career is going to be in. And I didn't declare a major for a long time because I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. But people kept asking me, so what's your major? You're going to be a teacher, right? They just, for some reason, people thought that I was going to be a teacher. And so initially I said, no, I definitely don't want to be a teacher. But since people kept asking me, I kept saying, well, I don't know, maybe people see something in me that I don't see. Also, part of what led me into teaching is my brother had a really hard time in school. He had an IEP. He had a special education teacher, and she had a really big influence on his life. He loved her to death. In fact, he liked her so much that if he heard other students saying mean things about them, he would threaten to beat them up. And so she had a really big influence on his life, and my brother unfortunately passed away. So I think, and it was in college. So right around that time when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do for my career, and then my brother passed away and everything just sort of fell into place for me. And I realized that looking at the impact that his special education teacher had on him, I realized that that was what I wanted to do.
Can you talk about some of the allies you have who helped you do your job? How do they help you?
My allies, like my job here.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my allies are definitely my coworkers, my colleagues. All the teachers here help each other out. We help each other with students. We help each other with our lessons. We help each other get kids to get their work done. We give each other resources. But then I would also consider students my allies. Your allies are the people on your side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I always try to convey to students that I'm on their side, and I want them to be on my side because we're in this together, we're working together. So I would consider students my allies as well.
Has anyone that you know helped you with your pathway?
Has anyone I know helped me with my pathway? Well, I would say my brother did. Even though he'd passed away, he knew, or, his experiences kind of shaped what I would go on to do with the rest of my life. So I would say even though he didn't directly help me through his living life, he helped me after he passed away figure out what my pathway was. And then, of course, the other people, your family members, friends in your life that help you achieve your goals and your dreams. My family and friends definitely kind of rooted for me and built me up to make sure that I was successful in my college program. So I would say that they helped me on my pathway too.
Good. Did you ever feel confident on your first day as a teacher?
I didn't feel confident at all on my first day as a teacher because when you walk in, you do your student teaching, but you're under the guidance of a mentor teacher. So you know that you always have that mentor teacher to kind of fall back on. But when you walk into your very first job, brand new as a teacher, and you're in charge of your own classroom, it's kind of a different story. So No, I didn't feel confident at all on my first day as a teacher. And even after that, when I'd gotten some experience as a teacher, and after my first 3 years, I went to a new school district and started a new job. And I once again didn't feel confident at all, because then I went from working with elementary school students to high school students. So then it was kind of like there were different challenges there with that. So when I made that transition, I once again didn't feel confident at all. But over time, it builds up, and you get a little bit more comfortable with your job, and you get to know the students, and so your confidence kind of slowly builds over time.
All right. And